Now we're going to move down and have a look at this kanji here. It's the second kanji in the word for police box. So it's pronounced bang. The first kanji we don't need to know, so we'll use hiragana. Ko plus bang equals koban, and that's a police box. Let's just have a quick look at some images of police boxes. You can see they're quite small little house type things. There they are, various size and shapes. Here's one, a picture of it there, and you find it on street corners in cities. Look, there's an absolutely typical koban there. And they're not just to police crime and so on, but they're also to, and the policemen, the keisatsu, they're generally to be seen on their bicycles, riding around the neighbourhood, making sure that everything is happening as it should. Let's have a look at the components of this kanji. So on top you've got this stroke here that looks like a katakana no. So we start with the katakana no. Then we've got this rice grain here. That looks a bit like an exploding rice grain. And underneath, a very familiar element. That's the rice field down on the left, across and down on the right. And then we've got to go down the middle and across. So we've got a drop at the top, then we've got the rice, exploding rice, and we've got the rice field. Let's see what it looked like in the past. Now this top bit is actually, if we go down here, it tells us here, it's sorted grain. So there's one bit of grain there, and that's sorted grain, and then you're going to sprinkle them over the field at the proper time. So this indicates a time. So there's that sorted rice grains over the field. And if we go over here, let's have a look what it used to look like, and you can see very clearly, look at this one, there's actually a fellow, there's the rice grain, and that's the rice field, and he's sprinkling over the rice grain onto the field at the proper time. So that's time, or an order of something. Let's have a look at this stroke order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our exploding rice grain, and there's your rice field. Here we are, so there's your bang, and together with ko, it means police box. Ko bang. I'm not sure why exactly that works, but anyway, there it is. And finally, we have the kanji for a temple. This is a nice, easy one. Okay, let's have a look at the different elements of this. We can see on top we've got ich, ni, san, and that stands for a place or earth or ground, so that's a place. And then underneath you've got the radical here, which is actually derived from a picture of a hand. It is also a measurement. It's a Japanese inch called a sun, and there are many different explanations for this, but we can think of it as measuring. Now, a temple is a place, earth or a place, where you measure not physically, but you measure right and wrong. So we can think of it as a place where you measure right and wrong, and there's that measurement there. Let's have a look at how it used to look. This is what it used to look like, and you can see the top element there, that place. It's very clearly the ground with a little tree growing up, and sometimes it's even clearer. Look at that ground with a tree growing up, and underneath there's that hand there, and that's what they used to indicate that measurement. Now let's look at the stroke order. 1, 2, 3, that's the ground. 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's temple there. Now you can see it's got two readings. The on, or the Chinese reading, is ji, but the one we're interested in is the kun reading, or the Japanese reading, and that's tera. And you can see that generally it gets an honorific, so o plus tera equals otera, and that's a Buddhist temple. So you've got two religious buildings in Japan. You've got temples, that's from the Buddhist religion, and then you've got shrines, and they're Shinto religion. But otera, that's your Buddhist temple.